You start talking about basic technique. I'm going to play the snare drum first, see, because you can talk for 2 or 3 weeks and you can talk for hours. And at the end of the day, if you don't play, nobody's anything wise. So I'm going to play some of the basic technique of the snare drum, as applied to the pipe band. But you can apply it to other forces, whether it's a pipe band or whether it's any other type of band. And you know, the snare drum doesn't alter, the idiom alters. If you're going to play jazz, you play jazz. If you're going to play pipe band, what you play pipe band. If you're going to play with a brass band or a flute band, or if you're going to play in an orchestra, then you play in that particular idiom. Now, the funny thing about the pipe band is that the technique has got to such an extent that you begin to wonder if we're on the right road. There is so many subdivisions used, and probably the subdivision of a triplet. I wish we had a blackboard. But the subdivision of a triplet pipe band music has been one thing that's made all these sounds faster and faster. To the extent that probably, we go to the extremes. So there again, I'm not going to argue, I'm not going to debate about what we play is correct. I don't think that we have the right to say that this is the correct way to play. I'll leave it to you. You can decide for yourself. And when you leave here, you will be able to decide and say to yourself, that fella's talking a lot of crap. Or you may say to yourself, well, there's something in what he says. And that's what I would like to think about. I'm going to play some of the basics. When you talk about basics, you know, you talk about a roll, you talk about a flat, a drag, a ruffle. And as a matter of fact, there's only 2 things that you can do in the snare drum. And that is you play a tap or a roll. And everything. The ride, a tap, and a roll. Now just think about it. There's no other thing you can do. You can play rest. But if you play rest, you don't play it. But I mean, it derives from a tap and a roll. It's easy to say, oh, I'll be a drummer tomorrow then. And all you need to do is to play a tap and a roll. But the idea is this. It's how you can permutate the taps and the rolls. That's different. There's so many permutations of the pipe band, snare drum, and right now that it makes a lot of other drummers say to themselves, what's going on here? Now you see, don't think for 1 minute that just because we play things that's fast, that other people is blinded by it, there's a series of taps that goes on. Now that's the end of snare drum, because it's not. Hundreds of different people, experts, play another form of music who doesn't know anything about pipe band. But they certainly play very good in their particular area. So don't get an idea in your head that pipe band drummers, they know it all, they don't know it all. Nobody knows it all. Even Buddy Rich doesn't know it all. And he's a good drummer, believe me. Anyway, that's the sort of thing I want you to think about. You're playing in a pipe band and then that's that idiom. But the point about the rhythm of the pipe band is that the pipes is quite a simple type of music. The pipe music is a simple type of music. But it's not simple to play on text. To play it. The bagpipes as such. But it's a simple type of music. Not simple to play because a lot of it fingering and all the rest of it. Basically it's a simple type of music. Not so with the drumming. The drumming came a long way. And it's probably through the spirit of competition, you know. It was a contest that made everybody start to think. And you see, as far as the snare drum's concerned, there was no authority that said, this is how you play, and this is what you'll play. So it's left to the individual that's in charge of the snare drum corps or the drum corps to make his arrangements, to play his interpretation of the compositions towards the pipe tune. There's lots of ways of looking at this. When you play in a competition, you're assessing yourself against somebody else, your way to do things. Now sometimes people get confused because they probably think that, but you can play fast enough, then that's good. That's not the case, because you can play fast. It's how you can make it sound that you play fast too. Doesn't mean the thing that's a rumble to begin to end, you know what I mean? A rumble just rumbles on, rumbles on. That comes into the picture about arrangements, how you go and arrange or compose. And I think arrange is a better one, because rhythm, when it's set, is something that you've got to be very, very aware of, and you've got to watch, especially in the pipe band. When you're playing a march, a spade and a reel, or a hornpipe, or anything else pertaining to the pipe band, you've got to be careful, and it's got to mean something. But having said that, this is the sort of thing I would like you to think about. I'm going to play some of these basics. I'm going to try and play them in a way that's probably makes it a wee bit more interesting. But it's basics. At the end of the day, it's basics. Now you can make up your mind about this. What do you think?